one jacket, two jacket, and a t-shirt, and 3 pairs of sweatpants on. And I had to leave because I'm about to shit myself. So, yeah, that's great.
Welcome to PulsChat. EGD and Sick Critic News. Join in!
How's it going? Welcome to our second Pulse Chat for the channel. I'm joined by my Sick Critic members, Freely Noodle Soup and Mr. Brown Pants over here. And we're going to talk about a few different things, our basic topics with Chit Chat, and obviously our Q&A at the end. But either way, let's get started. So,
I need a minute.
that was a nice little story. There. Right, that was nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and explain that one real quick.
Please do.
So I literally just got a Snapchat in the middle. I got a Snapchat in the middle of that, and I was listening. I was like, "Oh my God, what is this?" Oh Jesus!
Total
You're
silence.
supposed to be quiet.
I don't know. I had my mic muted, so I don't know how I picked that up. But oh, that was funny. Okay. On a serious note.
Anyway, so with that being said, sounds like your game.
Andrew's
Oh,
probably gonna
is bad
kill
for
us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh well. This is the pre-post show.
Wait, hold on. Is
Oh my God. Okay.
Is Andros muted?
No, I am not.
Oh no, you're muted. Okay, hold on.
Yes, I am.
Why are people muted? Ah!
No, you're good.
Okay, now David's muted.
muted
Okay,
Oh
hold
my
on.
God.
Okay. Whew.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
Your little thing was hilarious.
That okay, like I don't know how it was picking me up though, because my mic was muted. I guess something else in here was picking it up, but yeah. I'll have to let Jace know that Snapchat was too funny. I was like, wow.
Okay, well, either way, we're gonna start this off with what game world would you like to live in, and why? And I'm not going first. I'm gonna go with the person that suggested it, and that'll be Freely Noodle.
Oh wait, are we live?
Yeah, we are more than live.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
we've been-
dude, you gotta let us know this. What happened to our intro?
We had the intro.
we had
I don't
Brown
remember
Pants
the
in-
intro.
Here.
You're supposed to jump in and be like, "Hey, this is the Pulse Chat."
All right, hold on.
There was
Here,
no Pulse Chat.
Here,
Start
so-
this over.
so that you feel better. Hold on 1 second.
No, I'm gonna intro this show. What the hell are we doing?
I don't know.
God, this is a garbage truck on fire.
I caused it. It's my fault.
Fucking Snapchat hilarity over here.
I can't stop when people send me, guys. Like, I'm on the receiving end here. I just opened it.
EGD
It's like a
and
surprise.
Sick Critic
I was supposed to
News.
know that was going to be the
Join in.
contents of that Snapchat.
You are killing me, child.
How's it
You are
going, guys?
literally
This is Pulse
right
Chat.
here.
The Pulse Chat. I have my members, the Sick Critic people. Anything with the Pulse Chat, and we're here to talk about different things that we do within the gaming world, and chit chat and topics and all that stuff. And you know, we have our Q&A right at the end of the video. If you guys have any questions for me or Sick Critic, or if you just want to chit chat about different things, and we have thing going on here. Woo! So the first thing we're gonna go with is what game world would you like to live in, and we're gonna start with the person that started it, Mr. Fraley Noodle Soup. What is your thingy?
Okay, I hate going first. God, so shy. So so I have a couple because I couldn't just pick just one. Okay, one, obviously the most the best answer you could possibly come up with is obviously Pokemon. Like, everybody would want to live in the Pokemon world. Let's just get that out of the way right now. Mainly because obviously everybody wants to own their own Pokemon. I mean, how cool would that be to just have this, cool looking ball and you just throw it and there's this little creature that comes out and you guys can battle them and that's your life. You could make a living off that. But I have to say, my second one would probably be... I would have to say Halo. Okay. Here's my reason for that. One, I would want to be a super soldier. I would want to be that dude that's like, I'm Master Chief Volume 2, 2.0, whatever, and I'm gonna kick your ass and blah 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 and use fancy cool guns and shoot people, and I think that'd be a lot of, I don't know. I would never die because I'm that good at those games, but yeah.
So you're okay with getting shot at and being a soldier? I'm
okay with getting shot at, just as long as I know I can't die, which
okay.
I don't die, so you can shoot me.
All right, so how's it going? Matter of fact, everyone that's here: Sonic, Axel, Pulse, Sunshine, Mohit, Greedy. Sorry if I missed anyone. Robotech. My list kind of went down. So you're telling me, Grandma.
Yes.
So if a guy came up to you with a needler and did this whole thing and shot at you, and you just darted one to the arm, you'd be okay with that?
Dude, he wouldn't even dart me in the arm.
He wouldn't.
I would dodge that shit like Neo from the Matrix. Okay.
Now, you do realize that most of these kids here have no idea what the Matrix is.
Okay, for those of you that don't know what the Matrix is, I'm going to this is a tree.
Oh, shit.
A visual tree. Okay, so...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Sure, all you guys...
Hold on. Before you do that, let me do a thing. Before you even bother, we need to make sure we give them a proper visualization of what you're about to do. Okay? We need it to be proper and visual. So, the thing that you're about to do right here, right now, needs to be shown off. You need to let them know exactly what Fraley Noodle Soup will do in a situation with a needler, okay? So...
Okay.
Alright? Alright, so...
Alright.
So, Fraley, I want you to give me your literal, absolutely best needler dodge you can give while I load this motherfucker.
Okay.
Alright? Like, you...
God, this is so stupid.
Alright,
it's so funny.
Here we go. I'm ready.
Alright, you ready?
So, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Matrix 101.
Okay.
Fire that shit. Oh, everything's in slow-mo. And I'm dodging. And I'm still dodging. And I might get nicked, but it doesn't hurt me.
But see,
because I'm the Master Chief 2.0.
But see, when the needler arrow hits you, it blows up.
No, correction. It only blows up after, like, multiple ones hit you. If one hits you, it just kind of goes... Pfft. Like, that's all it does. If you get hit with, like, 7 of those things, excuse me, that's when it goes boom and your shit goes flying.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. I agree with you. All right. Yeah. You can live.
All right.
You can live in the world
Sweet.
of the Matrix. We're okay with this. All right. You can be a chief. So if you were to be in this Master Chief world, would you be Chief himself, one of his subordinates, just a random Spartan?
I would be Chief 2.0 or 2.0.
So Spartan lock.
Well, yeah, sort of. But I'd still be like Master Chief, because he's badass.
Devin, what do you think of this development?
Devin, I think, is muted.
Because I'm gonna need.
Devin is not
I'm
talking.
gonna need some insight on this. On this. It seems as though he's waiting for the pizza lords. Well, I think living in the world of Halo is pretty pooey. That's not my first decision. To be really honest. That would not be my first decision to live in the world of Halo. Although, if I were to live in the world of Halo, I would literally inspire to be the best driver that they have, so I can at least chauffeur the soldiers around, because that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. So,
Hey,
that's
back.
the Pizza Lord, the one you just
Hello?
saw the face of.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, Thor.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened, but
I don't know either.
either way, back to it.
So,
I was listening.
what do you think of this development of him wanting to be in the world of Halo?
Hold on.
Oh, it's his pizza. He's looking. He's sniffing for it. He can't. No, go back to his screen. I want to watch him wait for his pizza really quick before we continue this. There you go. He's trying so hard.
Okay, sorry.
we were all just watching you wait for your pizza.
No, it wasn't even my pizza. I just had a guest walk in the room, so I was just like, "What's up?"
What's up, man? We're doing a thing.
No, I don't know. Why Master Chief though? I mean, you could be, you know, the Arbiter. Why do you gotta be Master Chief,
Because he
bro?
still wants to get laid. Why the hell do you want to be Arbiter?
Because the Arbiter is an alien with 4 mouths. I don't want 4 mouths. I have a hard time with just the one that I have. Okay, I talk and I stumble over my words. I don't need freaking... Yeah, I don't need this mess going on. Can you imagine biting your lip? How bad that would hurt if you had these?
To be fair, I don't know if he really has a lip.
He has multiple lips.
Arbiter is the Mac Daddy, and anyone that doesn't want to be Arbiter must be like some type of loner.
Yeah.
He is incredibly sexy. So, you know.
Just saying.
No. All right. Well, what world do you want to live in, Andy?
Oh
Yeah.
Shit! It's my turn. See, just like he said, like anybody would want to live in the world of Pokemon. That's a given.
Yeah.
So I technically can't say Pokemon because that's literally what just about anybody and their mother would say. I would say I would want to live in the world of, let's say, Bloodborne.
Jesus.
I want to live
Fun.
I want to live in the world of Bloodborne so that I can cosplay someone from Resident Evil 4.
So you can die multiple times only to respawn and just die again. This vicious circle.
No.
Name every game ever.
I guess on a serious note, I would want to be in the world of shit.
The world of shit. That sounds like a pleasant place.
I mean,
first
know. If it's
can we
not
go back to
Pokemon,
Bloodborne?
I mean, if it's not the world of Pokemon, I don't really know exactly what world I want to be in. I would have to say, if it wasn't Pokemon, I would say I'd want to be in the world of, I almost said Digimon to be a smartass, but that's actually really bad. What world would I want to be in?
Drawing a blank here.
Yeah, I'm drawing a huge.
I was gonna say, I even went first. You had time to think.
I was too busy thinking about that pizza he's getting that I won't have.
Hey man, don't be jealous of the pizza, bro.
I guess I would want to be in the world of Overwatch.
Overwatch? That's not a bad choice.
No.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I would love to be in the
But-
world of Overwatch, I guess.
Can I ask this though?
Oh no.
Like, Overwatch is a multiplayer only game, and we
Yeah.
don't really know a whole lot about the world. So, like, what about it draws you to that?
I want to
Mystery.
be Diva's sugar daddy. I would. I'd be a stay-at-home dad. Take care of our ugly kids. Polish the mech. and live my life
So you
out
don't
playing
want to
board
actually
games.
like be involved with the shit going on in Overwatch. You just wanna sit at home and be a stay-at-home dad for Diva and watch the mech.
Hey,
That's what you're
I'm wearing her headphones right now. You see this?
Yeah, I see that.
It's pretty sexy. So I think that's. I guess on an incredibly serious note, even though that's like part of that is very true. I want to be in the world of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
I was waiting for that one, but
Yeah, I want to be in the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. I guess I have to spike towards that one. Now, in this topic that you made, being in the world of a video game character that you admire, or blah 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 blah, am I that character or am I a side person?
is this a question for
say-
us?
That's
I'd
a
say
question
character.
I would be that character.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
I
yeah.
would love to fucking be Sonic. Why would I want to be in that world? He's fast as shit, cocky as shit, he's cool as hell, and I would totally live up to that mantle. And every time I see a bounce pad, I would just yell it.
And then David would be right there.
The bounce pad!
Pad.
Bounce
pad.
pad! So, I would love to be in the world of Sonic. Why not? Sonic is like my #1 video game idol, even though his games are... We won't talk about that. Yeah, Sonic all the way. If not Pokemon, I'd love to be in the world of Sonic as far as like a game world. Because like if I was going to be lame, I would say something like Dragon Ball. But see, that didn't start off as a game. You know, that started off as a show.
That's an entirely different topic. Yeah.
So if I was to choose a game world, I would totally choose either Sonic or Pokemon. I would normally say Zelda, but I mean, shit, Link goes through some annoying shit in those dungeons, so I don't want to be in his shoes in that situation. No, I'm sure you don't either. So, what is yours, Mr. D?
Mine?
Yeah.
This is gonna sound kind of weird just because the the entire area is kind of like fucked, but just because I love the game so much, I would have to say on Sarah for Gears of War. That would be my choice.
That sounds awful.
It's horrible.
That
It's
sounds
horrible.
terrible.
But think about it. Think about it a little bit. Everything's so bad that you literally can do practically whatever you want without a whole lot of repercussions. I mean, so
Other than
yeah,
like a robot shooting at you or flying
Yeah,
out of the
you
sky
know,
to eat your flesh.
yeah. I mean,
The
it would
women are
be
bigger
pre-
than
it would,
you
yeah,
are.
it would be pretty horrible. But I mean, you get to hang out with the Coltrane, so I mean, it couldn't be too bad.
Yeah, and all the women are about as big as the Coltrane, you know.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, I would either that. Okay, if I had to pick, see, this one sounds horrible too. Like if you're really thinking about it, only because I could ride dinosaurs, I'd probably pick Ark. You know, I mean, but I could probably get
Okay.
eaten too.
It's like
so,
Jurassic
I mean,
Park. That's
yeah,
that's
like
good.
Jurassic. Yeah, see, like if I could choose Jurassic Park, Isla Nublar, let's go.
Man. Yeah, I guess. All right, fine. Ark. I'll accept Ark. That's a good one. Speaking of Ark, since we're on that topic, did you know that they're putting it on Switch?
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't see how it's gonna run.
I mean,
When's Fortnite coming to Switch?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a demonstration video and it seemed to run, fairly decent. But I have a pretty, mid to high end gaming PC, and it still runs like garbage on mine. Just optimization wise. I mean, it runs, but it's not ideal. So I just don't see how. Without them taking out some key features. They say it's gonna have all the content, all the features, everything is the original game, but I don't see how.
Do you plan on getting it when it comes out?
Yes, probably.
All right, so let's Q&A the thing we just did. Anybody that is still here, because I'm not really sure who that may be, what is a game world you would like to live in and why? And we will come back to that after, our next thingy, since everyone's going to be typing. So, as a Switch owner for pretty much a year now, actually a full year, what is some features that you guys would like to have, starting with our newest Switch owner?
God, I don't even know, man.
If
Like,
you
I'm
think
still
of
getting.
something that is an absolute must that it does not have currently.
I don't. Honestly, the way, and I know they're kind of working on it. Just being able to interact with other players on the network, it honestly drives me kind of nuts. Like finding friends and playing games with other friends right now, for me, and the games that I have been playing has been extremely difficult. Like I was trying to play Splatoon 2 with David the other day, and I had a hell of a time. And it's one thing if you have like an entire group and a custom match, but if you're trying to play with like one other guy, it was like extremely complicated for us. I just think they could make that a little bit easier. But other than that, I don't know. I have to have it a little more before I have more complaints. I'm so stuck in Zelda. I don't really know what to do.
I do agree with having like a good matchmaking system or invitation system. Because last night with Attack on Titan 2, Rebecca and I were playing it. Now, the story mode, you can play co-op, but only if you send out a SOS, kind of like a Monster Hunter. The thing is there's no way to make a private SOS like you can on the other systems. So anybody can call that SOS and come help me. And I don't want anybody. I want the person sitting right the fuck next to me to do it. So I found that annoying. Like, the game does have its own separate multiplayer area, but as far as the story is concerned, you have to do the SOS thing, which I find absolutely horrendous. But features that I want the Switch to have after being an owner for a full year, I want themes with music. I want my eShop to have music. I want an invitation system. I want a party system. I want folders for better organization. I think that's literally it. Those are the only things I can really think of that I can say that I want.
Yeah, that would be like immediate, just kind of. I mean, because like right now, I mean, I'm pretty good with all of its functionality and features. So, but the main one, like you said, is like a party system. It's like extremely complicated right now.
Yes.
Like more so than it should be.
And what is something that you would want, Fraley?
Well, I'm almost positive that we have talked about this before, like before we did, you know, before we started the whole PulsChat thing.
I'll be right back, guys.
I want the freaking virtual shop, the virtual console. I think that, and I've heard a bunch of stories as to why some of the games couldn't be played on this console. It had to do with like the mechanical, you know, buttons and everything, or the way the buttons were on the GameCube were different than the ones that we have on the Switch, so it would be harder to like play those types of games or whatever.
Yeah, the GameCube, the L and R buttons are very different than any game system because they're based on feedback. So if you push it down a little bit, for example, Mario Sunshine, with your with the flood, you hold down a little bit, the water barely sprays out. You hold down a little bit more, it starts to trickle. The more force you put on the button, the stronger the push is with the flow.
But I feel like they could come up with some system to kind of help that out, or to
release a Joy-Con that has that. That, or the fact that the Nintendo Switch is fully compatible with the GameCube controllers.
Or that, well, I thought they already had something that was like that, where there was like a dongle that you could,
it's
plug
the
USB-C port, and then you could plug your GameCube controller into it. If you could do that,
what I'm using is what's it called? Is the GameCube controller adapter from Smash Brothers. You plug that into the USB port, and that's how I played Mario Odyssey, and that's how I play Splatoon, is with the GameCube.
So, but it's like they give you ways of doing that, but it's like and that's. I'm sure a small handful of games actually utilize that pressure, you know, the pressure triggers in that aspect, you know, but it's like, I feel like it's been way too freaking late for all of that. Like, they need to bring Virtual Console. They would sell so much more, and maybe they're waiting till they, you know, till they release their, the network thing later on this year, you know, when we start having to pay the $20 a year for their online services. That's fine. So, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like they would boost their sales so much from like having the Virtual Console, and yeah, it's needed. To be frank, it's needed. So many people have been asking for it. We've been wondering where the hell it is, and yeah, I mean, they need it.
If they added a Virtual Console, there are some key games that I'd want to see on there then, because their past Virtual Consoles, no matter what someone says, the games have been ass in the same games over and over again. They need to put the Mario parties on it. They need to put Pokemon Snap. They need to put Pokemon Stadium. They need to put Mario Kart Double Dash or Mario Kart Wii There are games that they absolutely need to have on a virtual console for me to even care about them having it, because it has been the same for a while. It's not anything that I don't want to buy Super Mario World again, or Super Metroid again, or Earthbound again, or they need to add these more modern games to the virtual console. We're talking GameCube and
not even modern. I mean, how hard would it be to port even like the James Bond 007 games? I don't know about you, but I mean, I understand N64 had one joystick. I don't think it would be too hard to allow for two.
You know, Microsoft already showed off how terrible that would be with Rare Replay. But, I mean, Nintendo is at least smarter than Microsoft, so they'd be able to get that working properly. But, see, 64 games have already been ported over, I mean, you know, as far as virtual console is concerned, with the Wii and Wii U. So if they get that working on the Switch, they can with absolutely no problem.
But here's the thing. Where was, like, I would love to see a Super Mario 64 build on the Switch. You know how, and I'm not talking, like, I know they did their little thing for the 3DS or the DS or whatever, but I would love, and I'd probably enjoy it a hell of a lot more if I could just sit back and play it on my Switch. Like, for me, that would be a blast. I have an N64, but I don't think it works anymore. I think something happened to it just because it's old. It is a shame. It hurts.
Still works. Mine's actually on my bed right now.
Yeah, mine.
I
I
can
don't
see it
works.
like right there.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's on top of a what is that? Original Xbox.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. It's just I feel like Virtual Console is a waste of time if they continue to do it the same way they've been doing it. I really want them to do GameCube and up now. Finally.
Well, and I don't disagree with you on that. Like, I think that they need to do GameCube games, because again, a lot. Can you imagine, like, how badass would it be if they Time Splitters 2, you know, or any of the Time Splitters games, bring those.
The only problem with games like 007, Time Splitters, Serious Sam, and any other game I could think of that I loved, they have to get like permission to have those re-released, which is the problem. Because like with Microsoft, for example, with their backwards compatibility, we'll just use that as an example. Those licenses aren't as bad considering the fact that you're still using a physical disc. You're able to repurchase those games again that way. But as far as Nintendo is concerned, you're reaching back to something that they're not even using anymore. That physical hardware is gone. So that makes it a little bit harder for them to get the license. I would be, and even then, who made Time Splitters? Like Eidos, and I don't even know if they're a thing anymore. I don't remember who made Time Splitters, but to get games like those, they would literally have to dig pretty hard to get. If Nintendo did, because I'm gonna be real, because the gaming world kind of sucks now, and there's not very many companies anymore, and the companies that were around that made great games like that are now gone or merged with some bigger company like Ubisoft. So if they were to do that virtual console thing, bring back some old games, they would only be by Square Enix, Nintendo, Capcom, SNK, and any of the companies that are still afloat today. Which is like, as far as the GameCube is concerned and 64 is concerned, those companies are all dead. They're all gone. You won't see Rampage come back. You won't see Torah.
It's like, who has the IP for that? Somebody's got the IP for Rampage.
Yeah.
Somebody does.
What was that company called? Midway? They're gone.
Okay, but again, somebody has to, like, that IP's like the legal document for that IP doesn't just disappear. Like, somebody has it.
Yes, but I mean that whoever may still, yes, the company may have dissolved, but someone could, you know, own the IP, but they would still have to sell the IP. You know, I don't know, like, if, you know, there's some stubborn people out there, maybe they don't want to, or maybe they're asking way too much to do so. So.
Yeah, so that's the only problem with porting some games, because like I can guarantee you, yeah, you'll see Capcom stuff. Like, even with the Wii U, that's a prime example. When you look at their virtual console, every single game is a Nintendo, obviously, and then everything else is Capcom games, like the Mega Man Zero collection, Mega Man Zero games, and Mega Man and Bass, and just Mega Man shit, and stuff made by Capcom. Like, virtual console is going to be a very, very tough thing for them to do as far as other companies are concerned.
But here's the thing, okay? Microsoft has backwards compatibility going to Xbox 360 games and now original Xbox. Sony just filed a thing for backwards compatibility. Whether we see that on the PlayStation 4 ecosystem or if it ends up coming out for their PlayStation 5, which we'll probably see in like 2020, 2021, the latest. These other companies are working towards this. Nintendo has already done the virtual console thing on other platforms. How much longer are you going to make people wait before you do it to this?
Well, I mean, maybe they're, well, we keep talking about IPs and stuff they want to bring over. Maybe the reason they're waiting is they're in that legal delegation to get those IPs. You know, it takes a long time to get that because you're not reaching out to one, you know, conglomerate that has all of the IPs under one. It's not like they're just reaching out to one studio. You're reaching out to multiple different ones and multiple different contracts and getting things set up, and that takes a lot of time. So maybe the reason it's taking so long is they're still working that out, and they don't want to just bring it back. Hey, you got 5 games to play, guys. You know, have fun. You know, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it with at least 20 to 30 titles at minimum, I would say.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't think personally, and I'm not gonna sit back and claim to know anything about the more finer details of the gaming industry because I'm not in it to that extent. Outside of the podcasting and doing PR for Sick Critic and everything, like I don't know that much still about the gaming industry. But I don't think with the pull that Nintendo has, as and showing it every single month, that they are able to come back from their Wii U days and be one of the heavy-hitting, publishing companies and hardware companies with Sony, with Microsoft. It literally doesn't surprise. Like, they have a way of doing the virtual console.
Well, the Wii U had the best virtual console that any system Nintendo made had, so it's not really...
That's what I'm saying.
But how long did it take for Wii U to, implement the virtual console?
Oh, it was 2 years before its death. Is when it started.
So I mean, really like I said, that it takes time. I mean, how long did, Xbox One? How long did it take for them to actually implement the backwards compatibility to where they had more than like 4 or 5 titles?
It was 3 years in, and there's still not much.
Exactly. So I mean, they're having
I wouldn't say that there's not much.
Well, I mean, there's a good amount now, but they only release, maybe 2 to 3 every month, and it's sometimes games that nobody really cares about. Sometimes you do get the good ones, but the struggle of having to try to get the licensing for a dead IP compared to one that's still currently playable is extremely difficult. So I mean, I think that's honestly why, and I honestly don't think you're going to see a virtual console. I wouldn't see it probably for another year at the earliest.
And if that's the case, like, I just wish that they would come out and say something about it, because so many people are asking for it. I wish they would be like, listen, we are bringing virtual console to the Switch. Like, we are working on it. It is still a work in progress. We are in the process of trying to get all of these IPs and get the permissions to bring them to the Switch for you guys. Give us even a time frame. I'm not asking for a specific date. I'm just saying hey, do Q3 of 2019. Okay, we know somewhere towards the probably the fall, end of summer, fall area, we're gonna get a virtual console. But at least let us know that you're working on it. As of right now, we're sitting back going, I have no idea what they're even doing with it. Like, we know they're bringing out all these badass games to the Switch, and the Nindies thing that they're doing is fantastic. That they're kind of being another platform like Steam was, where people can bring all of their game titles that they've worked years and years on to this.
There's one thing that we're forgetting, and a lot of people are getting in over their heads about and forgetting. Switch has been out for 1 year.
Oh yeah.
So there is still a lot that they can do with it.
Well, and I'm not saying that I want it right now. If they did, that'd be freaking, my mind would blow. It'd just be one of those things if they came out at this E3 and said, virtual consoles available right now, and all you have to do is just update your console to 6.0, and you're going to have Virtual Console, and it's already going to have 100 games stretching from your from the NES days to Wii U.
That's so. I'm sorry. That's too ambitious. 100 games. I mean, the reason they haven't announced like, hey, we're just working on it. That's not exactly good marketing, because you want to build up the hype that's gonna, produce the most profit.
Yeah, and Nintendo fans build their own hype too.
Yeah, and they're not gonna. It's the same way why Bethesda doesn't, announce a game until they're ready to release it now, because they have that short marketing build up, a lot of hype. That way, you're not sitting there focusing on it, and people are going to continue to ask questions regardless if they say, "Hey, I'm working on it now," or "Hey, we're about done with it." So, I don't know, 100 games. You won't see that till the thing's dead, man. I mean, I don't think it'll ever have 100 games
On Virtual Console?
I mean, maybe by, when it's starting to get put down and they're getting ready to gear up for the, next gen. I don't see them coming out with 100 games on Virtual Console, especially at launch. I just don't see that.
Dude, I mean, Nintendo's come out, with other shit like this before, where they've kind of surprised us. I mean, I don't want to say that it would be a stretch.
Look at it this way. If they let's look at it from a Microsoft standpoint. Let's pretend Microsoft is Nintendo. So they're trickling out a couple good consoles, right? I mean, a couple good games, right? And now they're like, fuck, we have a drought. We don't know what we're gonna put out. What are we gonna do? Virtual Console. Boom. If they have a drought, they'll definitely use Virtual Console to their advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably won't have a drought until next year.
They might never have a drought, though. That's the thing. Like, they're constantly coming out with all of these indies.
They're gonna slow down at some point. Like, as far as a Nintendo thing, not even like third parties. As far as like a Nintendo thing, they will have a drought eventually. Every console has a drought at least once. So Microsoft has had theirs for a little while. Sony has already had theirs as well. There's going to be a small window where Nintendo has nothing coming out between, let's say, March and July. That they're going to do something.
And the thing is, like, if they do, that's not necessarily going to hurt them any either. I mean, they've been bringing out all these games. It's almost kind of like, yeah, give us a little bit of a drought so we have some time to breathe and play some of these games. Like, I know for a fact it's like, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game, here's a game, and it's just like, fuck, I got 3 consoles I'm trying to buy games for, and then I've got the Switch that's this new powerhouse in my, in my entertainment collection. It's like, I want to play this thing, but it's like, damn, like, I only have so much money. I don't want to be,
Sounds like a personal problem. I mean, yeah, I buy everything that comes out too. I buy everything that comes out too, and I buy literally just about every game that comes out. So I do feel your pain. Sony talking about a PS5 does scare the living shit out of me, because that means all the games that I have that I haven't touched on my PS4 are going to be obsolete soon, so I need to hurry up. But with that being said...
Yeah, but that's the thing. It may not be, because look at how long the PlayStation... they are, like, literally just real recently...
obsolete if I get on my system and everyone's playing the other one.
Yeah, but the thing is they usually run deals, too. Like, if you go to a GameStop, they'll be like, hey, okay, if you trade in your...
Well, after getting my PS4, I never looked at my PS3 again for 2 years. And that's what I did with my Xbox One. That's what I did with my Wii U after I got my Switch. It's just...
Yeah, but that's not to say that it's going to be completely died out. Like, a lot of people are still going... Or a lot of developers and publishers are going to be putting stuff out for the old consoles included.
Well, yeah, when something new comes out, the old's got to go. If I have a new kid, the old kid's got to get the hell out of my house. If I...
Oh my god.
If something new comes up, the old's got to go, is how I see it. So if I have a new console, I'm not going to look at my PS4 if I have a PS5. There's just no way. I don't see why.
But here's the thing. Here's the reason why I don't think you're going to see it for a while. They just recently, put out the new Slim and the Pro. And then Xbox also just brought out the Xbox One X. I don't think it would be in their best interest to put forth all of this time and effort into creating these renditions of the consoles or whatever, to then 2-3 years down the line go, oh, here's another console you can spend $400 to $500 on. you know, and it's going to be able to play all your older games from the PlayStation 4, you know, maybe that's something else that's going to be, you know, happening with that, is that everything that we've downloaded and everything from the PlayStation 4 ecosystem goes to the new gaming consoles. But that's a different topic. But
well,
yeah,
I mean, you also have to remember, I mean, I know this is going to make you feel kind of old, man, but like PlayStation 4 came out in 2013.
Shit.
Yep.
So like we're
6 years
almost
ago.
we're kind of due next gen. Like I mean, usually every 5 to 6 years you're going to get a new gen console. So it's almost due. And it's, if you count the PS4 Pro, you can, I don't consider that a that big of a step up. I mean, it is a step up, but
It's freaking, it's not even really 4K anyway.
yeah. So I
It's
mean,
not
I
that
think
different.
the next thing you see is going to be, you know, a lot bigger, you know, in scale, because the PlayStation 5 has to outdo the Xbox One X, and you won't see anything until they have something that's going to outdo that. But I definitely think you're going to see one announced probably maybe even next year or the year after that. Definitely by 2020. I wouldn't say you're going to have anything any later in 2020. But we're definitely due, I would say.
Yeah, the Xbox
I agree.
360 is the only thing that lasted longer than 6 years. Because if you remember, that came out absolutely first. So that was like maybe 9 years. If I'm wrong.
No, I think, and I'm not against having like a 10-year console life cycle.
I'm not either.
Like,
stop making new consoles. You guys can't make it look any more realistic. Fucking give up.
well, here's what they're going to eventually end up having to do. I mean, and we kind of have gone on a complete and utter tangent. We went from talking about what features we want in the Switch to talking about new age consoles anyways.
That's why it's called topics and chit chat.
Yeah. But I don't know, like, what they're eventually going to have to do if they want to keep like people on the same, you know, ecosystem or whatever for a long period of time and not have to worry about forking out hundreds and hundreds of dollars to continue playing all these newer games.
You're going to say a streaming machine, aren't you?
No. What I was going to say was they're going to eventually end up going like a more PC route where you can't, there's like a door or something on the back end of your console where you can pull the video card out that's outdated and insert a new one that's more powerful, because they're able to make things smaller, so it's not like you're gonna have to worry about, oh, this slot's too small for this video card. You're gonna be able to put in a new a new video card, or they're gonna have a panel you can take off or whatever, and you're gonna be able to swap out the video card so that you're able to get these fantastic graphics for your consoles later on. And that way we may see console cycles going a full 10 to 15 years before you get to worry about getting another box where the motherboard and all that other shit that they put in there is capable of running all these other new graphics and stuff.
They're gonna sell you a $300 sticker to slap on your computer.
Yeah, I disagree with that, and for one reason. It's because it doesn't make money. Sony does not develop the chipsets that goes into the PlayStation 4.
AMD.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Jaguar.
you have to, yeah. So they're not going to make money by giving you an upgraded card. I mean, the AMD will just start making the card and selling them, you know, directly. I mean, or they'll get a license through PlayStation. You don't make money that way. They make money off the console sales, but not so much the console sales, but, you know, taking a cut from everything that's coming out for those consoles. So I don't see them doing upgrades like that because it's just not that profitable. And any margins that they do make on consoles will then kind of be taken away. You won't be getting that much out of it. Because if you go a 10-year cycle, you're taking out, you know, those first 1 to 2 years of console sales are usually really high and profitable for, you know, the industry as far as the developer goes, like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and having to switch out your graphics card that's being provided by AMD is not going to make money. So I don't think it'll come to that. I think what'll eventually end up happening is, if it does go to that, you'll start to see consoles fading away completely, and it's just going to be more PC, but more of like a portable PC, I guess. I don't know. I just don't see the
There's just not much they
longevity
can
of that.
do. There's nothing else they can do. Like, games already look pretty much at their peak of what they can look like. I don't even see PC games that look better anymore. Everything is about the same. So what exactly, if they were to make a new system, what exactly, gaming-wise, because I don't want to talk about features and UI and bullshit. I want to talk about the thing that you buy the system for, the games. What's really going to be very different?
Well,
you already got them running at 1440 or whatever. Got them running at 60 frames per second or in 4K. What exactly is going to change now, visually?
Dude,
Nothing.
I mean,
so why make a new system at all?
But here's the thing:
Why
is
not keep the same
computers
system
are able
in
of
the long
pushing.
run?
Computers are able to push out graphics that are higher than 4K resolution. Okay, like you can take cameras and computers are able to put out graphics that are like 16K. So 4K is not the final standard as far as video resolution. You will see.
TV will beg the difference.
Okay, but the thing is 4K TVs are already super cheap. Like you can, like 3 years ago or whatever, when they first started coming around, they were like expensive. Like you couldn't get one for like probably under $2,000. Now you can find one for $650. You know, like that's the thing with technology is technology advances so rapidly that I'm willing to go on record right now saying within the next 3 years, you're going to see something that is better than 4K. I will guarantee it. And the consoles and everything might not be able to push to past 4K, but I guarantee you all the games are going to be in 4K no matter what. You're going to get it to a point where there's no longer a 30 frame, like with Rainbow Six Siege, where if you're doing, terrorist hunt or whatever it is, it's 30 frames. But if you're playing online in multiplayer, then it's 60 frames. You're not going to have that. It's going to be 60 frames across the board. It may even jump to 90. Your eyes aren't necessarily going to tell a whole lot of difference, because it's going to get to a point where you're going to look at a screen and just be like, I don't know what the fucking frame rate is. It says, like, look at your PC games. You play a PC game and you get the little the specs or whatever running in the top part of your screen, and it's sitting back going 90 frames or 150 frames per second. You can't tell that. You don't know how fast that is. You can tell the difference between 30 and 60, but once you go past 60, your eyes can't distinguish the difference in frame rate. So imagine a time when there's going to be something that's higher than a 4K resolution, faster than 60 frames per second, and it's commonplace. So, and even like a couple years ago, like we were sitting back going, dude, these games are like, they're looking realistic.
See, what I wanted growing up was for the games to look as nice as they do in the cutscenes. Now the games look like the damn cutscenes. I don't see how much further they can go from where they are now.
But the thing is they do to a certain extent. Like, if you look at Final Fantasy's cutscenes still, like, even for Final Fantasy 15, they still look really freaking good.
But to be fair, that is a 15-year-old game, and it looks like shit. So it's like, I don't know if that's a good example.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not even talking about the game in and of itself. I'm talking about the cutscenes. And there's still plenty of games where you play it and, like, the foliage and everything looks real. But if you get down to, like, the nitty-gritty, you look real close at it, you can still see it's kind of pixelated. Can you imagine where, like, you're playing the game and they've got so then let's be realistic. A new system means better hardware, means the system's going to get more expensive, because game systems have been getting expensive over the years. That means the games are going to have to get more expensive too, because the companies cannot sustain themselves on $60. They already can't already. No. So with that being said,
I think you'll see an increase soon.
Yeah, there has to be, because with that being said, they're working with stronger hardware, meaning they're going to need more manpower, different programs to work with than what they already have to even render the graphics that they're trying to use. And then that means they're going to be working much harder to get those tiny little pixels in there to create a dude's earring that might be no bigger than, I don't know, a speck for you to look at because people care that much.
Well, but the thing is, you got to figure the fact too.
You got to take into account inflation. I mean,
it's going to be
it's been $60 since I can remember, and they have not increased in price. So
that's but yeah, games. A more advanced console means more advanced games and more advanced pay. It's gonna go downhill eventually. Like, we looked at the HTC Vive and saw that $700, $800 price tag. I was like, huh, would I never? I bet you anything the next few consoles that come out, because the Pro and the X, because I bought them both, scraping $600. I can imagine any other system that comes out from here on out is going to be around that or more. You're going to be paying $1,000 for a system, $80 for a game.
I will tell you, I don't see that happening.
I do.
I watched from when I was a kid games being new for $40. This is how it used to be when we were kids, if you can remember this. A new game was $40 and a handheld game was $25. As the years went on, a new game was $60 and a handheld game was $40. We're overdue because games are way more expensive to make, and that's why they're using loot boxes and the DLC methods that they have.
Well, and I'm okay with that and everything, but I will tell you that if they start like, and I mean, the fact
like
that
Sony might be top of their game right now, but if you really think about it, they're losing money at the same time. Because eventually, oh, we're selling all these PS4s. Shit, everyone has a fucking PS4. What do? We can't make money off the system anymore. What are they going to do then? So it's like, there's a stopping point eventually. So before that happens, they make a new system. That new system's going to be off the wall expensive. There's no way it's going to sell the way the PS4.
Well, I mean, if you're taking, I mean, it's been relatively the same though over the years. I mean, like the Atari 2600. What did it cost when it came out? Like it was like $200 something.
I wasn't alive.
And I like okay, let's just say we go in here. If you were to calculate like inflation, that's like a $700 console in today's money. So back in the 1970s, Atari 2600 cost more than or about the same as a high-end system today. So the prices are staying relatively the same, and even like the Xbox One came out at $49.99. So like they are not increasing the prices, and the hardware is getting more and more sophisticated. So I would not be shocked at all if you saw a $700-800 system. I'm easily dishing that out on my gaming PC.
Yeah,
so
I don't know, because like you bringing that up is a valid point. Obviously, everything that's out now is much stronger than the PS2. PS2 came out at $300 back then. So just let that sink in. The PS2 came out at $300 back then. So what are we saying for the hardware that they're buying? Is it all cheap shit, or are they cutting us some slack? Mm-hmm. Eventually, they're gonna get up there eventually. Especially if they're bold enough to make the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro $400 to $500 respectively. There's no way their new system's gonna be below that. If they felt that those systems needed to be the price that they were, a new system is going to be $500 to $600, if not more. And even then, PS3 sold at $600 when it came out. A few different models. So
but I will tell you too, when they released it at $600 or whatever, people threw a fit, which is what fucking screwed them over that's why the Xbox 360 sold so well, because it was cheaper and it had better games on it. It was like, okay, nobody's gonna pay that amount of money. That's why
the 360 did better because it came out a year before.
Yeah,
and once PlayStation came out, it blew it out of the water. It's the #1 selling system of all time. So, like,
but I will tell you,
because the 20 gigabyte 360 came out at $400. It didn't start off as the cheapest. It became the cheapest as when by the time PS3 came out.
It had no competition that first year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibilities to say that, yeah, as the years go on, like, this shit's going to get more and more expensive because, you know, it's costing more and more to make these games. I mean, you look at even stuff as like the new Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto, like we're talking $200 million easily to make that game. And that's just because of all the manpower and, you know, and tools and everything that they have to use to make that. But I will tell you, it will get to a point where if a console is dropping and they're like, listen, we can't sell this for under $800, people will stop playing games because it will get to a point of being way too expensive of a hobby or anything.
Well, no,
and that's what brings me back to the Master Race. A graphics card is pretty fucking expensive. Buying a graphics card is like buying a new console every time.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think, you have to buy all this shit to build your computer and then the graphics card. But with them, you're buying a system that has all that shit built in. So with that being said, if graphics are going to get better, the system's going to get newer, you're going to be spending some money.
Oh yeah, but it's like, see, for me, like, yeah, I have all 3 of the consoles, but I staggered when I got those. I don't have a gaming PC because I can't afford it. If it got to a point where shit's literally getting to be 800, you know, or whatever, or even more, I have to quit doing what I like because I can't afford it. And it has nothing to do with what type of job or whatever I have. Like, I have a decently paying job that allows me to do a lot of stuff, but it's like, I would literally have to wait like every single year for that tax refund money to come and then pretty much blow it all, not putting any away in savings or anything to buy that console. And then it's like, oh, well, I have this console, but I can't even afford any games to play on it because those are all like $90 now.
Well, you also have to
imagine
understand that the value of the dollar is still inflation. It'll always stay within that realm of they're not going to put a price point of something to where the everyday consumer can't afford it. They're just not going to do that. So it's either going to like this still comes back to the root of the entire discussion here, is at what point do things stop getting better? So what is the point of pumping out a $900 system if, you know, the games aren't going to get that much better? So they would rather go with the lower price point and just keep pumping out higher, like, good quality games without pushing that threshold of, can you tell the difference between, the frames in this one scenario of this game? Whereas people who are playing on high-end gaming PCs, they don't care to spend that money because, one, they've done it over time. So they're putting money into, a graphics card this year, because graphics cards and processors, they go through, interval years. So one year they'll be making a lot of new processors coming out. So that year, that graphics cards will be cheaper, and then vice versa. So they've upgraded over time, whereas drop $900 in one instance for one console. I don't think it will ever get to that point. And if it does, I think people will be making enough money to where it's not going to seem like it's that expensive, if you get what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. And here's a reason why. And just another reason why I don't think that the price of a console is going to get like super expensive to being.
Well,
to
I don't
like
know.
an
I've been
outrageous
watching
point.
it my entire life because I got GameCube when it came out. That was $200. I got the PS2 when it came out. That was $400. I don't even want to speak about anything getting higher, but as the years have been going on, the consoles have either stayed the same, which makes no sense because of how much the hardware should cost, or they've been getting more expensive. And just seeing the price that I paid for PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X, if they came out with a PS5 and it was under the price of a PS4 Pro, I'm gonna be very fucking confused. Like, what are you selling me then?
Well, and that was my point, was that, like, I can guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, that the PlayStation 5 is already being in development. Like, over at Sony, they are working on making a PS5. Obviously, they're not going to say anything about it yet because they don't need to. Their PlayStation 4s are still selling fantastically. They don't have any need to do that. The price of stuff that they are paying, the graphics cards, the chips, the RAM, the motherboard, everything that they're putting into that right now is expensive. In another 2 or 3 years, when they go to release it, it's not going to be that expensive. That price is going to drop on those materials. The graphics power and everything that they're going to be pumping out is going to be that, well, not maybe in a aspect, but it's going to be better than that of the X. It is. But it's going to be cheaper because of the fact that after 3 years, obviously they're, NVIDIA is going to be pumping out better graphics cards that are going to be able to push the graphics, processing power and everything way past what it is now.
Sony's predominantly AMD. And
Yeah.
AMD is known as like the shit graphics card realm of gamers for shitness. Fuck AMD. Sorry.
They both have AMD though, don't they? I thought they both had the Jaguar processing chip in them.
Who?
Both Sony and Xbox.
Microsoft, I don't know what the hell they're using, but I do know
They're using the Jaguar.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I know on the X they have their own special chip that they use, but I believe on the Xbox One they're using the Jaguar chip as well.
It's the Xbox One and the Xbox One X are both on AMD.
Yeah, most PC gamers are gonna go for it.
I thought Xbox One X they built their own chip specifically for
No,
that.
it's made by AMD. It's their own chip. It's got their logo on it, but it's an AMD chipset.
Oh.
I don't know many PC gamers that use AMD. I don't like it.
I have an AMD processor.
Yeah, that Ryzen?
I mean, you just get what you can afford.
No, but I have no Nvidia is the way to go when it comes to
Yeah.
graphics.
PC
Oh, yeah,
gamers don't
Nvidia is
use
definitely the
AMD
better
unless they
one.
have to. So that already makes consoles less superior in that aspect.
Mhm.
But
Mac needs to make a game system. Yeah, well,
that'd be
you know,
gross. Let's leave
Holograph-
PC games where they are.
Well,
let's leave
Google's-
freaking phone games where they are. I don't want to
No.
see that bullshit on my TV.
Google
I'm
has
back.
come out saying that they would like to make a console.
Google made YouTube and can't even do that right. Maybe they should work their shit out before they make a console.
Well, I'm just
Google
just
Google
saying.
didn't make YouTube. They bought YouTube and they
Yeah.
ruined it.
Same difference.
But let's. I think we've talked about that at nauseum. You know, about because again we kind of went on a tangent.
Yeah, all
That was
three of us are
definitely
gonna be on different pages as far as that's concerned. So as
Yeah,
far as
and-
new consoles concerned, that's why I don't like talking about new consoles because it's like
Well, and I'm not.
fucking
I want to.
consoles.
I
don't
want
like
to go on the
idea.
record and say that neither one, like none of us are, super huge gaming experts on stuff. We don't know what they're doing, what they're planning. We don't know the logistics or the stuff behind it.
Unless it's Nintendo.
Neither one of us is right. None of us are wrong. This is just our opinions on this. But
No,
yeah,
this is clear speculation right now.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is just based
So-
on what purchasing habits I have had throughout the years.
Yeah, it's
Getting
just
stuff day
not,
one and
not
blah,
only
blah.
that.
So
Yeah, and if you look at the timeline though, you're due. Everything has trends.
But yeah, our last topic that we should have gotten to 20 minutes ago. Good co-op games for friends and family. Now this one's probably going to be a very short one because there really aren't that many in hindsight. Because I'm always looking for co-op things. There's not much, really isn't.
I'll give a recommendation for PC gamers. If you like to mess with your friends' heads, get a game called Deceit. Sorry, Jace, if you're a Mac owner, you can't play it, but it is on Steam. It's relatively cheap too. I think it's only like maybe $10-20, but it's a lot of fun. Play with up to I think 5 friends. It's basically a bunch of you are going through a map and 2 people are infected, and the rest of the group is trying to figure out who's infected. It's a bunch of mind games. While 2 are trying to kill the other ones, you guys are trying to figure out who you can trust and you don't. It's a lot of fun if you're playing with a bunch of friends, so I would recommend that one.
Well, and I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. But no, and I don't know what your real name is, so I'm just gonna say Flawless. I'm going to speak very quickly on Sea of Thieves because it is a very good game to play.
This was one of the ones I was going to mention because I absolutely adore that game.
I will tell you, I played the closed beta and I played the open beta, and I really, really like that game. I really do. Like, I think it's a lot of fun. I actually downloaded it today. Like, I did the 14 free day trial for Xbox Game Pass, and Sick Critic hates it. We don't hate it.
He's always talking about me.
Oh. No, so I like that game if you are playing with other people. If you are playing with 3 other people, you got a squad of 4. It's a lot of fun. I like the dynamic. Like, you have to, assign one person strictly to the map, one person strictly steering, and you have other people flying around, changing the sails and everything, and making sure that your boat's going. Like, that teamwork for me is probably what's gonna make that game.
Well, no shit, it's a pirate game.
Well, yeah, but like,
it better have that.
like, you have the option, like, because I went and I played it with 4, like a total of 4 people, and I had a blast. And then I was like, you know what? I wonder how well this game holds up if you play it just solo.
It wouldn't.
It's not good. It is not fun. I got bored after like an hour, if that. And steering your ship by yourself is a giant pain in the dick.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
I'm
that's
not-
Hey,
what you
we
get.
decided not to use
I
that.
know.
David.
Well, let's be real here. I'm going to be very real. If anyone's offended, unsubscribe. If you play a single player, if you play a multiplayer game by yourself and then give a reason why you do not like that game, then you shouldn't have bought the game at all. Do not play multiplayer games by yourself. Period. People have said Zelda Triforce Heroes is garbage. You played it by yourself. Super Mario, no, fucking Nintendo Land. Crappy game. You played it by yourself. Gears of War, the storyline is so garbage because, man, it's hard. You played by yourself. Halo, you played it by your fucking are made for co-op of some sort by yourself and then disliking the game. You better take your lonely ass somewhere else to play a single player game. That it was made for you to do that. You don't take a Pirates of the Caribbean is the only time you will see a pirate by themselves in a ship. And that's Jack Sparrow looking for his crew of people. You don't play a single player game. I got my point across.
Okay, hold on.
And I don't hate Sea of Thieves. I want to, like, I can't even give that big of a, an idea into it because I haven't played the game yet.
Lonely motherfuckers.
No, I'm just like, I'm skeptical on how much depth the game has. That's why I'm like, do I want to spend $60 on a game that I'm going to get bored of in a week? That's what I'm afraid of. Like,
go ahead.
And like, I just don't know, like, from what I've been reading and what I've been like looking at and watching, is like the game doesn't seem like it's 100% complete. Like, there's not a whole lot to it yet. And like, I don't know. But then again, I'd have to play it. I think that them coming out with the it out on Game Pass is a great idea. You're paying $10. He just brought it up. Just brought up the $10 Xbox Game Pass. That's awesome. I would definitely play it with the Xbox Game Pass for $10. Is it worth $60 to me? I don't know.
No, it's a $40 game.
That's my thing. Is it $40?
No. It's the quality of a $40 game. Although it's really, really freaking fun. I enjoy Sea of Thieves and everything that it's about, and I played it with friends. And I enjoyed every second of it. People that dislike that game most likely do not have anyone to play with, and they need to stop playing multiplayer games by themselves and go bury themselves in the sand somewhere off in Alaska and be dirty little whores like they are. I hate people that complain about multiplayer games. They play them by themselves. The game's just not fun. I don't know. I don't see the joy in it. This game is lackluster. The AI is dumb. Hey, guess what, jackass? The AI is supposed to be your friend that you're supposed to have.
Okay, hold on, because I feel like this is geared towards me. So hold on a minute.
Now it's becoming personal. So this is just me in general.
Resident Evil 5, like,
I hear
another
people,
example.
Yeah, because like I hear people all day, not you. I hear people all day bitch about a game that's multiplayer that they're playing on their own. Even my roommate, even Rebecca fucking does it. Kirby Star Allies, she played that. Although this is a bad example. She played it, was bitching hard about the AI in the game. It's like, hey, guess what, jackass? The game was made for 4 people, and you're playing it by yourself. You're not. Fuck you. Like I'm sure you get my point. I'm sure you get my point.
I mean, here's my thing, okay? The only reason why I brought that up was because they actually offer that as a playable thing, is that you can jump in and play this single player. I understand it is completely meant for multiplayer and it's completely online. I have a guy that I work with that doesn't pay for any of the online services. He doesn't pay for PlayStation Plus, doesn't pay for Xbox Live Gold. And when I
don't get that either.
Well, and I don't either, because I'm like, dude, you buy games all the time. Put $60 away and then you can literally play for an entire fucking year on Xbox Live. But he doesn't, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to. And he gets upset whenever I bring up a game that sounds really cool. And I say, well, did you get Xbox Live yet? And he goes, no. And I say, well, you can't play it. And it's like, that's what we're moving towards.
Well, just soak it up, sunshine. It's been that way for 12 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if that's a type of game that you are interested in playing or whatever,
you can't play the game unless you have Xbox Live.
Well, those games open up so much more when you have an online additive to it.
But yeah,
look at
the game. I could tell you right now, because my friend in the other room was like, "Let's play Sea of Thieves." I don't have Xbox Live Gold right now because, you know, fuck me, right? I turned on Sea of Thieves and it immediately asked me to buy Xbox Live. You can't even play the game without it.
Yeah.
And that's how most games are, and that's just how it's been, and that's how it's going to be, and we can't avoid it. With that being said, the game gives you the option of single player, it's because it's for those piece of shit people that don't have friends that want to experience a multiplayer game by themselves and sync.
Well, but as I said, and back to my argument on that was, yes, like, if you are planning on playing this game by yourself, don't do it, because of the fact that it is not fun. You are going to enjoy that game so much more if you have other people to play it with. It's just like the reason why I'm doing the Xbox Games Pass like 14-day trial is to see how many of my friends are actually going to be playing this game.
Well, you have me, fucker.
And I've got like 2 other people at work.
Is it crossplay?
Yeah, it's play anywhere. Like, if you have a PC and you start playing it, I can play with you on my Xbox.
Okay, cool. I mean,
but it's like I feel like you have to have people that you consistently play with on, you know, a nightly basis or whatever. If you got to fucking set up a schedule in order to have a lot of fun with that, because it's just like, even if you play with 2 people, it's still kind of difficult to do, you know, like, well, if you're playing
difficult is very different than not fun.
But well, it depends though, because if it's difficult to a point of being not fun,
like, you know, for example, if you look back at the Sea of Thieves stream that I did during its beta, I met this dude I've never met before. We literally had a blast playing, and it was just 2 of us. Literally just 2 of us. He was steering, I was looking at the map where we need to go. I pinpointed the location, I pulled out the compass, we went there. We looked at the mission that we were supposed to do. We took the 2 steps left and the 4 steps forward. We found the chest, dug it up, brought it back. That was fun as fuck. You don't have to have an entire crew to play that game and have fun. You just have to not be not a fun person. Basically, you're dull. Because
Don't be a stick in the mud.
That's gonna be my criteria. Like, I'm gonna play some games with people and be like, "Are you a fun person?" And they're gonna be like, no. And I'm like, well, then I can't play this game with you.
Me and that guy had a blast. And I admit, maybe I had a blast because I'm a simpleton and I'm fucking stupid because I almost sunk our ship 3 times. But that's not the point. The game, I don't know. A stick in the mud shouldn't even be playing video games to begin with. But with that being said, my general point is...
Can you get Xbox Game Pass on the PC? I'm sorry I completely interrupted you.
No, I just saw that too.
I don't know.
I
don't know. I haven't tried it.
I mean, you do need to have Well, yeah, because you have to. I think you have to have the Xbox. You have to buy it from the Windows Store anyways, and that's all through Xbox. So I'm sure you can do it.
Sorry for interrupting. Continue.
No, you're good. That's actually a good question.
Had a breakthrough moment because I'm about to play Sea of Thieves just so I can prove somebody wrong or maybe prove him right.
Well, to answer Pulse's question, like, yes, you do need Xbox Live to play it on Xbox.
Yes, you have to. Because
you are playing on their online ecosystem. You can't just not have Xbox. Like, you have to have Xbox Live to even use the Games Pass. Like,
you don't.
Oh, I thought you did.
I have Game Pass right now and no Live.
Oh, okay. So I stand corrected.
And
but
I bought
yeah,
my Thieves, by the way. I'm supporting them on that one because I like that game.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, it's a fun game. I'm very curious to see like the legs of the game, see how far it goes, because even when I was playing it with people, it's a lot of fun just having your own adventure. You're sailing the 7 seas or whatever, and you're going and looking for buried treasure. But that's all I was doing. And I don't know how much fun after even like 10 hours of digging for buried treasure.
Have you,
like,
fought a kraken? You get stuck.
I have not fought a kraken
yet. In a thunderstorm, whirlpools, water tornadoes, cyclones.
Well, it's like, and that's all fun games, but it's like I almost kind of want like another style of adventure other than just here's a chest off on this island. Here's a map of what the island looks like. Go find it.
How often do you run into, like, here's my thing though, like, how much is PvP implemented into it? Is it like not that big?
Not much from what I've heard. I've heard that there's like 16 people or 25 people max per server, and the map is huge. Like, the entire time that I played the beta and everything, I ran into one person. And that's literally one person, not like one crew of 4 people, one person that was outside of my crew. And I will tell you, it was not fun, and I hope that they fix whatever it was on there, like the fact that he just fucking stood on our ship and used a little blunderbuss, which if you guys have played freaking Bloodborne, you'll know that it's like an old-fashioned rifle.
I don't know. My first experience was beautiful because my crew of 4 found another crew of 4, and we danced at each other first, and then we played music, and then they got on my ship, and we traveled as a group of 8.
Yeah, see, and that's the cool thing about it, is like, that's an experience that I want to have, is like, if I have a group of 4, and we meet up with another group of 4, there's like a non-verbal treaty that you sign where you're like, hey, we're gonna fucking go do this as a team.
You know the best way to do that? It's to have friends.
I don't have those.
I don't know what friends are.
Hey, well,
I don't even really know what you. I don't even know why you guys talk to me.
Hey, well, guess what, buttholes? There's all 3 of us. There's Rebecca. There's my girlfriend. We almost have 8 right there.
Your voice got really high.
Because you're a piece of shit.
Well, alrighty then.
You
Jesus.
have a whole group.
So,
already.
guys, in case you were wondering, if you own a PC and you get the Xbox Game Pass, you can get all the games on your PC.
Yeah.
You tried it?
So I am currently downloading Gears of War 4, and I'm extremely happy right now.
Okay, there you go.
I'll get Sea of Thieves too, but...
Wait, don't you already own Gears of War 4? Oh, you have it physical, don't you?
Huh? No, dude. I'm not a huge fan of 4, but I will play it. I'm a huge Gears fan, but I'm an old Gears vet, so Gears of War 1 all the way.
Well, let's wrap it up a little bit.
Wrap it. Yeah, 'cause I have food waiting around that's eventually gonna get cold.
Yeah, and I'm about to go get pizza because I have a free one with Domino's. But anyway, so the games I recommend, I'm just gonna list them off just to be quick. The ones that I could spitball quickly: Portal 2, Diablo, Overcooked, the Borderlands series, Left 4 Dead, Castle Crashers, Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, Divinity if you're a loser, Fortnite, everybody plays that one, Payday, I would say Trine 1 and 2, do not do 3 because that one's poop.
Army of 2.
Army of 2 is a good one. Majeka, that's really fun. The Resident Evil series, specifically
5
and 6, although I do like 6 personally, a lot of people hate it, but 5
Dude,
is definitely
thank
one I
you!
recommend. But I like 6 personally, especially if you're playing as Leon. That was the best part. Dying Light is a very, very good game. I highly recommend Dying Light.
Yeah,
I have that, but I haven't played multiplayer on it yet.
Yeah, and
I'm
Dead Island
stuck.
series. Dead Island is very fun. Fuck people that dislike it. And I'm just kidding. I love you guys too. Dead Island, in a way, to me, is kind of like a, it's like Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls had a little brother that he beat up a little bit, and then he got made fun of in school and decided to better himself by making that. And he still wasn't quite that great, but he's passable. Helldivers, very fun game. Reminds me of a bug-catching version of Destiny with a little bit more depth.
Don't play Destiny right now.
Yeah, Orcs Must
Yeah,
Die.
dude, I've heard some horrible things about Destiny.
Dude,
Oh,
they
it's
are.
getting bad. It's getting bad.
Yeah,
Orcs
I've
Must
stopped
Die.
listening to the podcast.
Free-to-play game if you have a PS4 or maybe Xbox One, but I've played it on PS4. Orcs Must Die is a very fun one. Same thing with Crystal Defenders. Warframe, that's another one. People are very obsessed with that. That's a family. That's a favorite on the channel for a lot of the.
Well, I mean, Warframe's a good game because it's not so much focused on the PvP aspect of it as much as it is just like
the actual co-op of it.
Yeah, I mean, just like co-op and collect the best gear and kind of go about it like that. You don't have to be focusing on in-game PvP type stuff. So it's got its own, I guess.
If you absolutely want to hate your friends and you have a good PC or maybe an Xbox One, I would say Battle Blocks Theater.
Never heard of that one.
Boy, you're missing out. Battle Blocks Theater is amongst the greats. I would recommend it. You should download it. Me and you can play it together, and you can hate me. What else would there be? The Division, if you want to kill yourself. Far Cry 4 is very good. I recommend that one. The new Far Cry that's coming out. That one's also actually really fun. I got to experience it in VR. That is a VR game that you can play on PS4. The entire game in VR, I might add.
I will tell you, Far Cry 4 is definitely a must-play. I am actually playing that for my first time right now, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. Huh? What'd you say, Devin? You talking shit over there?
Said, of course.
Hey, I'm at least trying to go through my backlog and play something I haven't had a chance to play yet.
Cuphead is good. Gauntlet, but not the new one. Do the old ones.
No! I will vouch on that, saying I am a huge Gauntlet fan. I played it on the old N64, which was
Yes,
one.
yeah,
back
is
when
the
they looked
best.
at Power Rangers.
I will tell you, if you want a game that's like a dungeon crawler game, play Diablo 3. A million times better. I have beaten Diablo 3. I still go back to it because it's that much fun. I
Oh my god.
still have the game. Play this, okay? It is so worth the money, and if you do, get the Necromancer because he's fucking baller.
Well, the next game would be
I'm done.
Cuphead. I think I already mentioned. Anything in the Gears of War series, even if it's Judgment, just play it. Gears of War is a fun co-op game. Just don't pay attention to the story if you're, not liking Judgment or 4, although 4 had a beautiful storyline in my opinion. Killing Floor 2 is pretty fun. That's on PC. I should be saying what system all these games are on. I do apologize. The games I'm mentioning are all across the board as far as PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. None of them are Nintendo so far. I do apologize. If you want to know some Nintendo games, definitely let me know.
If you were lucky enough to catch Killing Floor 2 when it was offered for free on PS Plus, then yeah, go back and play it.
Yeah.
Definitely more fun playing with somebody. I tried doing it by myself.
Yeah,
not
it's
fun.
one of those games that you shouldn't play alone, and if you are playing by yourself, then go bury your head in the sand.
Yep.
Borderlands, another good series. I personally like Borderlands 2 more than any of the other ones because the other ones are pretty poopy. Snipper Clips, if you have a Nintendo Switch and you have people to play with locally, get Snipper Clips. Do yourself a favor.
Did you say Overcooked?
Snipper Clips?
No, Overcooked.
I did say Overcooked. That one's actually really
Okay,
fun as well.
I just want to say,
Although
because I
Overcooked
heard
is a
that
game
game
that
was a
will,
lot of fun.
that game will trigger the shit out of you if you have.
Oh yeah, you don't play that with
Yeah.
somebody that you're dating.
Oh boy, we were yelling at each other while we were playing it. We played
No.
for 3 hours of us yelling at each other. No, you gotta do this! Oh, you're fucking dumb! Oh boy, that game will trigger the shit out of you. But it's so fun multiplayer.
I went over to my buddy's house, and my buddy Kenny, who's been texting me, he asked me to play Sea of Thieves with him, so that's probably what I'll be doing after this.
Without me,
I witnessed him playing that game with his girlfriend, and I thought that they were like legitimately gonna start fighting, and like he's like, he's sitting here, and he literally like looks over at her and was like, "You dumb bitch, what are you doing? Don't clean the fucking plates yet. We gotta deliver this food." Fucking hard. I was in tears. I have never you know what? If you want to get a lot of Twitch like followers, you stream that with your girlfriend while you two are yelling at each other. I will watch the shit out of that, all right?
Yeah, it's very easy to be triggered. Man, honestly, if you watch me and my friends play anything, you just hear a lot of triggered people. We play a few different games like Ultimate Chicken Horse or Gang Beast, and there's just constant yelling. Overcooked, constant yelling at each other. Smash Brothers, constant yelling at each other. Mario Party. If you guys want to hear some people get triggered at each other and curse each other out, just watch me and my friends play something. You would be very, very entertained.
Speaking of, we need to play some Splatoon eventually.
We do need to play some Splatoon.
I'm actually level 10 now, so.
Oh, so we can
not level 10.
I'm level 13 now, so we are now leagued together.
I'm gonna have to grind that this weekend, so then we can try to get that figured out this weekend.
Grind it like it's throwing ones at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just a few games that we can mention now. I think what we'll do for every podcast, along with the Q&A, is kind of mention some games that we recommend, just so you guys have a good idea of what you can play, maybe based on what us awesome people play, because I'm assuming I'm awesome. So if you don't think so, you made me cry. And I'm probably flicking you off underneath the camera anyway.
It's debatable. You just
So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. We didn't. It's all good and stuff. You guys are amazing, and I already know he's about to say something about me missing out on something, and I was gonna try and sweep it under the rug because no one would notice, but now we have to do it. So,
oh no!
If you guys have any questions for us, definitely shoot them forward. We will answer them. The slower they come, the faster we end.
Fire away.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because we're gonna try to wrap this up. So if you guys have any questions, gaming related, okay? Because last stream we had some not so very gaming related questions thrown our way, and we are not going to answer those.
Correct.
If you guys have questions about games or the gaming industry that we might be able to answer for you guys, feel free to ask.
Don't worry, if you guys want to ask me something specifically, you definitely can. Just leave the body parts alone.
Yeah,
just,
we're not.
just like nothing like it doesn't have to be game related, but preferably no
No, don't ask us about
surgically
penis,
yeah,
or anything.
surgical procedures done on certain body parts.
Yeah.
Like
So-
David's ears.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to tell you guys that I had to have
We
my
got it.
ear surgically fixed or anything. Like we're not going through that.
How much wood would a
That's a
woodchuck
total
chuck?
joke.
A woodchuck could chuck wood. I don't know. David, you tell us. You're the only
That's-
woodchuck I know.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, if I could only tell you.
Woodchuck would chuck as much wood as it could chuck. That's my answer.
Okay, that's
Jace,
a good
Jace
answer.
spent Flawless Enemy. We were playing a game one night, and he spent about, I don't know, an hour and a half trying to say that right, and he couldn't say it. And he
How
finally got it.
How much wood can a woodchuck chuck? A woodchuck could chuck wood.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like saying like she sells seashells by the seashore.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Well, I don't think we're getting any questions, boys.
I don't
So
think
you're
we are
gonna
either. We
do
have
our
11
questions.
people watching and nobody's asking any questions.
I am staring.
2 people
I'm
watching.
staring at a chicken carbonara thing of pasta right now,
Well,
and
here's
it's
the
calling
thing.
me.
Wait, honestly,
We're-
just keep it going so he can't eat.
I'm gonna
we
die.
All right, guys.
So,
well,
okay.
What?
I was gonna say last call. Like any quick questions because we're about to sign off here. We got food to eat. And
Here's my
games to
question.
play.
Can I eat?
Go for it,
All right, we are going to.
dude. This is
end-
America.
We're gonna just end it here, peoples.
All right.
We're gonna end it here. Have your questions ready for the next one that we do. But yeah, we will catch
Yes.
you guys later. I am cueing the theme song, so we do not need any more brown pants. I will catch you guys a little later or something.
Later, guys.
Bye. Bye, bitches.
Welcome to PulsChat.
EGD and Sick Critic News. Join in!